Hi, beautiful. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So we're just going to go straight to this glam. First of all, I'm using a toner from Flawless Ivy Cosmetics. This just helps, create a perfect base for your makeup. Make sure to always clean your face before starting. The next, I'm using the moisturizer. I'm going to leave all the product that I use down in the caption. So the next thing is primer. This primer is so good and it's so important too. So straight to the eyes. In this glam, I'm doing my eyes first. So I'm using the plouise eyeshadow primer to prime my eyes. Then this is the eyeshadow palette I'm going to be using. I love this palette so much because it's so cute. So first of all, I'm going to be going in with a dark brown. Yeah, starting with a dark brown. I'm just going to keep blending till I'm okay with how I want it. You can see I'm bringing it to the front a little bit. Then I added a little bit of black, very little, very minimal. Then the next thing I'm going to be doing after blending to my um what do I call it? Sorry, to my taste. Then the next thing I went in with a lighter brown to just, blend everything in. Then I'm going to be cutting my crease. This is not really a crease though, but I'm just using this to like make the next eyeshadow I'm going to apply pop even better. So I'm going into this palette with this lilac purple, starting from the inner corner and then dragging it out a bit, just a bit. So this is what we have. So the next thing, I took a dark purple shade. Yeah, I'm just using that at the outer corner of my eyes. So in the middle between the dark and the lilac, I just use a purple, a shimmer purple. It's not too shimmery, but a shimmer purple, in between. Then the next thing we're going to be doing is a liner. If you're a beginner, I'll suggest you use this tip that I used because it's going to make your eyeliner very sharp. Very, very sharp. I mean very, very sharp. So the next thing is mascara. This is very important so that your lashes can, go well with your natural lashes. So this is what we have. You can see how sharp that is. So I'm going to be using the msmetics lashes. This lashes is so nice. I bought it from the fair that I went. It's so, so, so nice. I love it. So I usually mix these two foundations to get my perfect shade. And yeah, I'm running out. I need to get more foundation anyway. So always dab with your brush or your beauty blender. Do not drag. Always dab. So I'm just trying to get this foundation on the right places. So these are the concealers I'm going to be using. I usually love my under eyes very bright, but you can use a shade or two shade lighter than your complexion. But me, I love a bright concealer, so I'm definitely going to use a bright concealer. So this is how I place my concealer, but you don't have to go this crazy like me. But this is how I place my concealer. I'm also doing a video for Instagram, so that's why I'm like facing the other side. But I hope you can really see what I'm doing. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm going to be leaving my Instagram handle. I also made transition of this look and other stuff for Instagram. So I really love to have you there also. So I'm just applying the bronzer to the places that I want to, and then a blush. So yeah, that's basically what I'm just doing here. So after all that, I'm just going to start blending. You just dab, like I said, with the foundation, dab to keep your concealer in place. If you drag, it's going to be all over the place, and then that placement that you did will just be for nothing. So yeah, I'm just blending till I'm satisfied with how I want my concealer to be. I'm going to blend my bronzer and blush also. If you noticed, I'm using a different beauty blender to blend my concealer and bronzer and blush. That's because I don't want, the placement and the pigment of the product to change because I'm using the same beauty sponge. This part really takes time, so you could just fast forward to where I'm done with the blending, but this part takes time and I really wanted you to just see the whole process and everything. But if you want, you can fast forward this part. So the next thing is compact powder. I'm going to apply my compact powder under my eyes. I usually apply my compact powder before setting powder, just to set, just to make, I don't know, it helps my my under eye last longer. That's the way I've been doing it. It makes my under eye last longer, sorry. So compact powder before setting powder, but you can actually do setting powder and compact powder. Just do whatever works for you, but this one works for me. This is what works for me. So if you notice, I'm going in with my beauty blender to blend the concealer out again before going in with the powders, so that there are no creasing on the eye. Okay, so I'm just also going to use the remnant of the powder on my chin, nose, and other parts that I just want to. I was feeling hungry, so I had to have a little bite. Come and join me. So now that we're done with the food part, I'm just using my big fluffy brush to just, put powder all over my face. This is going to help, set the foundation and everything. So this is the powder that I'm using. So next I'm going to be using a darker shade of powder. You can always use a compact bronzer to, on all the places that I used bronzer, I'm going to be using this powder there. Using that same powder, I'm just going to use it to contour my nose. This is actually a very easy process. You just use a darker shade, a shade that is one shade darker or two shade darker than your skin tone, and then to contour your nose. So going in with my setting powder, I'm going to be taking that and dabbing it. Always dab off excess product. And then I'm just going to use it to set my under eye. You can see I am dabbing, I am not dragging. So I'm just using it to set my under eyes. And you can use this to set any other part of your face if you want to. So the next part is lining my waterline. This part people always don't know how important it is, but it makes the whole eye look, in fact your whole makeup, to come out beautifully. So here I'm just lining my waterline. You can always, this process is always so delicate, so you can always take your time to do this, but trust me, when you do this, your whole look, your whole makeup is going to elevate. Can you see the difference? Yeah, I had to show you. Now, next to my favorite part of my makeup. Every part is my favorite part, but yeah, I love blush. So now we're going to be placing the blush. I'm using a lighter shade of blush, close to my outer corner of my eyes. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I'm doing here, to give that seamless blush. Next, I'm going to go in with a darker shade of pink, not really dark, but not too close to the first one, but darker than the first one. I'm going below the first one that I applied, and you can see what I'm doing actually. So here I'm just using a little bit of highlighter on my nose. That's the only place I applied the highlighter. Next, my setting spray. I'm going to spray this generously on my face so that this can melt my makeup. On to the next, this part, I'm just lining my lips with a brown liner. This is the liner. I'm going to show you the liner that I'm using. It's a brown gel liner. Yeah, this is it. So the next thing, I'm going to be using this pink shade of lip stain. This is matte, so I usually just use my hands to just spread it around before it dries down. So the next thing is this clear lip gloss. I'm going to be using it over my lip liner. Then I'm going to be going in with another gloss, another pink gloss on the part that I applied the pink lip stain. If you've watched to this extent, I want to say thank you, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because I'm going to be dropping more of these tutorials. This look is so cute, and I can't wait for you. I can't wait to see you recreate this. So yeah, guys, we've come to the end of this video. So what do you think? Let me know in the comment section. If you love this glam, and what other type of makeup would you want me to do or recreate? Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video, hopefully. Yes.